Today is July 8th, 2026. And so we welcome now to another edition of Tea Time, live from Women's Voice Online TV. You dey get we live from our Facebook page, with TikTok account, and also now we YouTube account. So today's discussion is centered on the presidency ATI in office. For sake of this discussion, we get two prominent NP them at the studio with we. But firstly, we already bring the program can to you. My name is Femi Kukan.
And me na Fatmata Bangura.
Stay with me for the next 1 hour. You self get the right to take part by the program by way where you go send your message to with social media handles them from Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. The program at Tea Time. Today, we, as I tell you earlier on, we get two guests in at the studio where we take from the ruling party and also the main opposition. The main opposition possibly represents the APC Naya today. Now, Honorable Dr. Unfa Kuma. Hey, this doctor, I not fit forget him. He come up from the ANP. So, okay. Doc, tell Fambulen good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So I go again to the former NP from the Sierra People's Party, the SLPP. We go tell Fambulen good morning. Honorable tell Fambulen
good morning. Good morning.
So now the two guests and this we get now the studio today, and we look at President Bill in ATI in office. Waiting really don't change. Waiting be saying in manifesto. We all know say the president be getting manifesto in 2018. He also get another manifesto in 2023. So we want them to NP there for tell we waiting really President Bill do if he able to achieve in 2028 manifesto and also part of in 2023 manifesto if he don't achieve them because he gets 2 more years for go. We get 8 years now we don't do in our office. And the first manifesto we now the 2018 manifesto in key highlights from the manifesto in name the new direction where you say the one people, one country manifesto. And inside that manifesto they been say able for make Sierra Leone a middle income economy, and also you talk about the key pillars where now the campaign promises of 2028 inside manifesto where you say human capital development now one key things that the way he mentioned inside manifesto, and also the free quality education. So we ask the NP there. I will start with UNFA first. Let me look at President Bill a manifesto in 2028. Let's look at them first. The first 5 years, they say they give free quality education and the human development capital. So from your perspective, you feel say President Bill will do justice to this manifesto?
Thanks again, and thank you for having me. And I believe say the topic will recover now one way in a topical one because now the president will do 2 terms almost, and they at the sunset of in service to this nation as president. Yes, when presidents or when flag bearers or when party they present a standard bearer, a party they present a manifesto, and in the manifesto you commit on what you do. And of course I believe say several things and they will talk on. But me I want say one key or few key things way the president also talk on now when it comes to the cost of living, and whether the people will be there at the time they will afford then waiting life they throw at them. And at the time of course we will not say rest be day 200,000 or less. And the president did talk about that in one of his debates, and the manifesto definitely addressed one of those issues.
The 2023 manifesto.
The 2018 manifesto.
2018 manifesto.
2018 manifesto, because we talk about 8 years.
Yeah.
So, waiting we note and waiting literature does show that over time, the cost of living does become higher than what the president inherits. They also studied also say, and also in reality the point say even the affordability level of the people do drastically reduce compared to what he inherit. Then also they talk about the exchange rate, because we know the exchange rate now one index than the way they gauge how the purchasing power there for the people then. It also don't indicate say the purchasing power of the ordinary man don't reduce and exchange rates don't fall drastically. Not to say exchange rate not be fall before in presidency, but then say it take a plunge when he become president to now. So when you look at all those key indicators, from the ordinary man in perspective, he will say, yes, he don't try for do what he say they do, but the people they not see the reflection in their daily lives in a positive way, because the reflection can be in a negative way. And you point to the fact, say, the first manifesto and a new direction manifesto, and in that new direction manifesto, the president also be indicate say they want fight corruption. They not say leakages and seepages and be there in the economy, and that they want increase revenue mobilization for see how they go able support government in activity. May also be talk to the point say they want reduce government in debt, so that if they reduce government in debt, then essentially there's a government not with a service then loan here, because the Minister of Finance, when he can in first statement at Parliament in the first budget, he say they inherit a lot of debts, and they struggle for see how they go finance them debt here, and that in the first 2 years as Minister of Finance, and then see how they go renegotiate the debt then, so then go service them. But we also don't see that even in service and debts, and we don't note that we don't get more debts than the debts would they inherit. But we get debts in 1.9 trillion when they come, but the debts don't go all to 50 something trillion now as we speak. So when you speak to whether they don't try for do what's in right now in the manifesto, I would say yes, they don't try for do it, but has it reflected in the lives of the people? Has it reflected in the results when it comes to cost of living? I would say no. When it comes to institutions, like the free quality education, of course the government be commit say then go do free quality education for primary and secondary education. Indeed, then you don't see say they don't endeavor for do that through the creation of tuition free for school picking them. But you will point to the fact, say back, even though we don't get tuition free for them picking, and the other charges and not come, they accrue in the areas and the way they cause heavy burden to the families then. And we also then indicate say them we also try for do see how they go feed picking in a school. But of course, if you look at the feeding program, the school feeding program, say even in some areas, and the parents and also they contribute to the feeding program. So, and sometimes even they not get a physical kitchen. Now some of them schools and they. So I they speak to the fact say yes, some of the things they don't address them, but the policies around waiting and commit for do also does see government the policy they undermine waiting and they try for do. So if they look for a result that is positive, it would difficult for them to end that result there, because the policies them around the manifesto promises them now one will not yield the dividend. We as a nation will believe say if it's yielded it, then we'll be a different country by now.
Okay, so I return to you now, Honorable.
Yeah.
So do you agree with Doc?
Well, if you look at what Doc rightly said, the fact that for every government coming to power, the thing where they assess you on waiting at the promises where they make, where they put in a book form where we call the manifesto. In 2018, before we come to power, one key on top of our agenda, now the human capital development, and inside the human capital development, we get a simple word we call the free and quality education. And one thing we try for do now the fact that we try for access. Yes, that we have few stages where fees we are not paid, because we will begin sit under Pakaba, may sit me first beke under Pakaba. From 3 we not pay, because I remember when they return me money give me in 2021. And of course from 6 people are not pay, and an scam a copy similar and move with them. But we look at and say let we expand them. How? By dropping it from class 1 to from 6 now. People may think say it impossible, but waiting to happen, it don't become implemented. I agree with Doc in one way or the other. Also I tried for say indeed the fees are out, but we still get challenges where they mount, because The moment you don't pronounce a free education, what's in the happen? The influx in terms of the number they increase, and indeed that don't make the number don't increase greatly. Whereas with the talk now, accommodation don't become a challenge, despite the fact that government they try year in year out for see how we they add on to. But you they see from videos circulating the social media, there are still areas where we still live in mud school. Usai them traditional building where they put stick, put dirty in a hand, bundle inside. Why? Because it's still not enough yet. So now make quoting government they continue for do on a daily basis. Nothing way under Pakaba, we start a more called the Sababu education that was headed by Kanja Sise. And we got a lot of school built around the country. But we still say not enough. What till we do, we don't launch this free quality education, we don't see say don't take in grip. We don't decide say, let we look at them school level, we don't fix up. Waiting they don't lack, let we try to bring them. Now make you notice say, we don't do what we call additional classrooms. We don't get new construction in certain areas because you got to do what we call needs assessment. And under your needs assessment, you try for validate for no, do I need to create a new one or just build on the existing one so that it looks good? Because when you do that, because some of we can normally talk, and the problem again a saloon in general, now that we not sabi maintain old thing. The moment new thing come, if you not take time, the old one they die. Let's take a key example: the Bow Stadium. The Bow Stadium don't become something
Ghost, please.
terrible because the new stadium now when at the Babadi Stadium where they don't build when at the Southern Arena, everybody now they go for every activity. Even when we get international games where they play friendly matches and other things, now they focus rather than the one where government don't build. And now when you go to the government stadium, where now Imbi don't become the center of attraction.
And it look get more capacity than
It get more capacity than this new one. But like what I say, you done at the culture. So now make as a party, what we try for do as a government, we try for see how we could build on the existing one, make them unique, improve on them by bringing solar, by adding boreholes. Because when you talk about education, like what I come, the first two I asked was, if you give me water, I drink. Why? Because water is life. And the next thing you need light. So we see how they improve on them existing one there. But the challenge, like we doctor come, we still get individual them where don't make the thing don't complex. Why? Because when they say intake, now you see schools they draw line. Even when government don't say the passing mark is 250, some school they go draw 340, 370. Why? Because when picking don't put for the school, they tell you say you not get the mark. And that you not get the mark, they get parents then worried. And that worried nature where they parent them, they attract money. And now make some of we in different quarters, we don't call them government, say, what do we need to do to curb this? Minister of Education, if there's any way, yes, you don't get 70 trained school monitors, but it is not enough. Let me get the ministry, we do what we call like a roster. Now the MPSC is all they come out very soon. Let's get Freetown into clusters. We take 10 school per day. We make a roster, say this 10 school, we they send two monitors, one from the Minister of Education, one from ACC. When you go, then sit down at that table, you look at the PK result, the result pass for Canada school, then una sit down with the school administration, how many PK for dinner on a school. So at the end of the day, if you the school, you get badge, you get tie, you get uniform for sale, then price them. When the PK then come for interview, that is exactly what will happen. But at the end of the day, waiting to happen, that is not coming forth. And the principal, they take the parent there in the closed office and tell them, say, Mama, Papa, you pick not get the mark, will draw. Now this mark will draw. Hey, parents say they begin big. And that big day now, we know what the result to. So these are what is making the quality in terms of the free is not envisaged. And this is a challenge where we still try for see because like government is continuity. APC in no way, even when if they kind of power, they not go by any means pull that free quality education there because it's now a policy. No say we don't pass on a parliament, it that becomes a government policy. They just see where they introduce the free health care. What you don't do, how they maintain them? Because if you pull them, you're gonna cause a harm. So what will they do as a government, both in opposition and in governance? Now for see how they create more modalities, advise government more, how they set them strategies they have for get them highly improved. Then we look at the food security, where the second agenda we will put when at the 2023 agenda, we put field salon as priority number one.
Yes,
Because
honorable, we will come to fit salon quick.
Yeah,
and we'll
because
come there.
I just
Because
want for make you just respond. So
Yeah.
waiting honorable talk. Honorable say that just rephrase what he say. He say the cost of living is higher than waiting on inherit.
now make I
Do
tell you say food
agree?
security.
No, you agree first?
The fact means the matters and theory don't tell you say there will never be constancy in life expectation. Me and you know say what grab now 1.5 I be the pay while they go school at primary level. While reach secondary level I be the pay 10 leon per term and then 2 leon CT or PTA that's what they call it now. That is life. Now what you know happen? That crepe wa buy class 6 by then wey cost me around 60-70 leon. Now it costing me more than 1,000 leon. In fact, I need a serious crepe now for me small foot I get, it cost me 3,000 to 4,000 because now na designer crepe I go for wear. So that life expectancy, like when me brother say yes, just as before APC kind of power where them they sing rest on their per mine on their rice was 60 leon. All the music can testify to it. They left it at what 220 leon. That is just the fact. The formality say Usa the meet and I did the left. Even when you go to America, that is the most improved
So what
country.
about it?
It not ever happen.
Salon don't get more debt than during the APC.
It is always possible. You know why?
Why
Because
always
Uside and left farm, where government can we economy not able to sustain themselves yet. So what will happen? At trust we go for trust for make sure say we build the bridges, all the build the Maba bridge, the Bere bridge, the whatever bridge, all the build. Now trust we go for trust for make sure say we cushion the free quality education for able pay the subsidies all they build the school. Now trust we go for trust for make sure say the third way they work up for apply the provincial areas you work up on. Why? Because we cocoa cacao not enough faith for giving that foreign revenue we need. We mineral not enough faith for giving that foreign revenue we need. So all them thing there is all possibility that debt has to be taken. But waiting at the quality. Now, how do you use these debt that are taken? Are you using them to enrich yourself or to transform the life of the people? And the answer to it is that we use them for transform the life of the people. Now I make now for the sleep that they pass Mabam Bridge, you never even know say self na Mabam Bridge they don't pass. If they sleep now they pass Bere Bridge, you never even know say na Bere Bridge they don't pass. Why? Today where they go make line force, then call one from the other side where they cross, then they call other side and I cross. That na be the normal model operandi way they happen. But now he sleeps when his driver is driving. He flies all these areas without even knowing. Now he go to Mabang where one go knock Shenge for go buy some fish. You know even know. So get that center table bridge.
So
Alpha be no all go down.
So quick one. Let me talk about the education. I could remember where una be just kind of power, where the person be just kind of power, and una say na free quality education una dey give to everybody na the country.
Sure.
All right. So now government will implement one style. Say when you raise this for school, you cannot get the mark. The pikin entitled to 3 schools. Where if he sits for this, you not get the mark. It will possible be say the next school, the second choice, where now the other school where the pikin puts for, they're supposed for take or the third choice, but that's not a happen.
Now because me and you know just as in human nature, now like where you go meet girlfriend and treat him up, don't you choose the one, don't the one say no want you. Where you go to the next one, they bluff you. Now use that as a simple philosophy for explaining.
Yeah, but government we don't put everything in place. We practice our policy.
It's a policy. Now make what I tell you say the attitude now the schools are making it complex and difficult. So now make here call government in attention back for say we get ACC ministry representation so that when they go to the school there, for we go by the already enacted principles and law so that we abide to them.
Una don't do am.
Now that's what they call for now so that we add that quality there.
So now look at rate President Bill now from the point of from the opposition side. President Bill in first term in office. How you go rate him?
It's difficult for a favorable rate. Like I want use instances then for dictate what I go say. I think say it will be unfair for just say the president pass, he fail, or do nothing.
Okay.
I think say one like waiting honorable when we be the state when it comes to education. I believe say waiting we as a country and the government miss is the fact that probably we try to do two things at the same time. Then try for do two things at the same time. Then try for create free and try for make and quality. And I think, say, for education, the first call area is quality. And quality, they speak to the standard of the education. And what do you mean by standard of the education? If you get overcrowded classrooms, the student they not go learn better. There will be a lot of distraction. So for me, I be feel say the first key thing we for we do now for address the school size. I remember where my papa came Freetown because we be the jala. When papa came Freetown, he came into politics. The first shock I get, now the school side enroll me. The school we get 2 shifts, morning and afternoon. And I ended up for going an afternoon shift. That was a big shock for me. For say I would left Namios by 12 for go school. Where all my life I know say na morning till I dey go school. So that was a huge shock. And after 1 week, I tell me papa say I don't want to go to that school again. Indeed, the school where they go enroll me into not get the same standard as that school day, but I was happier in that school versus the other school. Because the 2 shift system, na thing one no say not good for any student. So I believe say this government for the first of all see how they go increase the level of the number of classrooms. Secondly, what thing government for the do is try to see how we improve the standard for the teachers them. The one that we teach you picking them. One, the kind of education when they will impact in the students them, But 2, how the own allowances and salaries go look like. So they go happy for do the work they do and genuinely. Because what's in they undermine the educational system right now. And the fact say some of the teachers don't see them are they going to the classroom and in the classroom and they are going to improve my own standard. And how do they do that? Putting pressure on the students, putting the students them, subsequently they put that pressure there on their parents them, then it all become an area outside they go make money. So they are focusing on making money versus focusing on creating some kind of standard for let the people learn. So I think say where government missed it first, and as an APC government, I believe that's one tool for focus on how we improve the quality and probably make education affordable versus free. So once you don't make it affordable, then you don't improve on the quality and the standard, then now you go think about how you go fund them for let you make them free. Okay. So I think say that now one, the policy. The idea was great, but in terms of the approach, then I think say they miss them. When it comes to human capital development, I think. So when it comes to standard of living or cost of living, I think say one, for us see how they manage exchange rates, but how you go manage exchange rates? Economic activity therefore be buoyant at the country. Also, how you go manage your debt burden? And for ensure say you not bite more than you able chew. That is, don't create too many offices, don't create too many, don't see that the government or the president should be the chief employer of the nation, meaning I have to create work for all my boys. See how the private sector will go and expand, and then how the private sector go absorb the people that we want for the job versus seeing government giving those jobs, then government increasing burden. So for me, I believe say there's a huge challenge in meeting in promise. He address them in policies them, but the approach in the policies them make some of them not able succeed. I don't want to say they fail, but they're not able succeed.
Okay, so honorable Nasana, you don't get them from doc. It say you not go say the SA people fail, but some they not succeed.
They're not able succeed.
They're not
able succeed.
They're not able succeed.
Yeah, the underlining word now that to whom much is given, much is expected. And the reality is the fact that while I be the classroom before I contest 2080 election, my salary was 780 as a graduate with a Bachelor of Arts with honors in linguistics and diploma in education combined. Currently, somebody with that level is receiving 1.9 to 2,000. So you see,
teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody with that same qualification while you talk about, because we still get the basic win at 1.6. That one is clear. But with somebody with a Bachelor of Education, you are 1.9 going to 2,000 because now 1.9 something, some 280 per tab. And what do we do again? We came back down to the nurses. Nurses were 1.4. Doc can testify. We made it 2.8. we na the basic, and then we get other one then away the above. Why would they do all this? Now for make sure say we able to cushion the other sectors and improve. Now that still is not enough, because for instance, like what doc say, if you dey receive 1.9, you go buy 700,000 per bag, how much is left with you? It's 1.2. By the time you pull it transport another thing, you dey begin to say you've even not got anything yet as a way for live. This na the thing where no government no go tell you say I am 100% sufficient in providing these needs. So be it opposition, be it government, the reality here is, how do we engage ourselves? One, in answering to the call of the president, engage our available resources like the forest we have, the swamps we have. Before this time, now the farmer they say pass then get fertilizer. When me go upline, me first time for go upline 1999, where J6 pull me na free term for the first time. But when I went, the good thing where I do now that I made use of the existing facilities around me. In fact, if you go Jerry now in about my chiefdom, now me first introduce for begin sell fuel by liter. Whereas he say that was not enough, then nearby swamp them, garden them, we begin lay them for push the process go before.
Yeah.
Now president don't say let we put attention to feed salon. If you look at the ratio now we dey from the reports the way they come out, you dey see say we don't drop down from 100% to 60% importation. We don't make, we don't solve, we don't save plenty $1 million now where they be used into other sectoral development. Because most of them thing there, doc is right. No government can boast of 100%. But the reality is, governance is like a human body. And you can get one part of the human body having a problem, but the other still continue functioning to keep the entire body running. And until the other part is fixed to make a consensus running. For instance, we sit down now, you get cold. But at the end of the day, the cold not stop you for do your function. Why? Because the human body keeps running.
Yeah.
Wait till they try for do now, how you they fix the cold where you get, for see say the nose, the mouth, the ace and yai all come back in that friendliness where they do for continue for run the affairs of the state. When are the body in the analysis what they bring. So now that's what they do as a government. Government in, government out, there are always challenges. But how we curb them challenges? There are one, now for we as citizens, for able begin make sure say we begin transform with mentality off from politics into personal capacity building. I can always say, before I go classroom, I be the work with Celtel. I know how much I was paid. Then I became a politician. I know how much I was paid. And then how are the fights? Now so life be gone. Now I know Saturday, I know how much they pay me because I don't add to me value in terms of educational capacity building and other thing them. And with all that, I still get that knowledge where we don't get in my village. So at the end of the year, me daddy they call me, rest don't know, this don't know. Wait till I do. Now wait time reach, I go engage them. We farm, do swamp, hold on, ace up. So he call me now, rest don't know. I say put some down, lay beat and eat. That's how I've solved that particular problem. So I can just send small thing now for able get Maggi, pepper, and the other little thing then as condiments for the rice. So these are the things. As citizen, let we all assume say we plant 12 bag rice per year for a family where they eat a bag of rice. That don't make, we don't cut down on the imported rice. If you watch now me cool mawa again me mutka now, na country rest daily because one, if you see me belly wa over big. And one thing where they don't tell me that if you fashion
So
white dress,
yes, the really body.
yes, if you ask doc, it will tell you say it gets a value because the white dress gets some sugar content and other thing, starch where they make the body they resonate with them. But the country rest get that in your own value where get in your own a grade where they make that body the result into drop down. So now that's right now they do for make sure say I move with the trend and use my available thing they work again at the country and push them. So now that we do as a government, and I believe say once UNFA begin do likewise, now in village they engage in people them for farm, we they begin get the real call way the president intend for
so
them.
Name na honorable Lance and that from our SFPP honorable from Parliament. So the program at tea time. Now we can go for short break and we'll come. We will continue the conversation. Stay with we Women's Voice Online TV. Today we look at President Bill in office. We'll come back. We'll look at the 2023 election manifesto and try to analyze them more.
With Rocal Commercial Bank's SIM Copper app, it's fast, safe, and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with Rocal SIM Copper without leaving your seat. Fast, safe, and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919 hash with or without internet.
You can send e-copper to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
QR codes. You can take your business digital.
Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone. Instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the SIM Copper app now.
Rocal SIM Copper.
Banking on the go.
The world don't go digital. Now that's make Rocal Commercial Bank ready for match up with the world. This na the e-banking department. We get product and services them when you use online. Listen to what my colleague they get to say.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products in the bank. One, the ATM machines where you can get cash easily from. The points of sales when are some small terminal where you can do your transaction, where they do online transactions as well, where you can sit on any side now this world and do transactions. Red Commercial Bank e-banking now the solution to all digital transactions in the country.
For work with Boku Money, not at this time. So go inside any Rocal Commercial Bank today and get you Copper card, your Visa Classic, and property card for making transactions easy.
Gonna shop, you can use the POS and do your transaction easy.
Una backyard.
You go pick
Una
backyard.
The world don't go digital. Now that's make Rocal Commercial Bank.
The perception. The perception.
Use online. Listen to what my colleague they get to say.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products in the bank. One, the ATM machines where you can get cash easily from. The points of sales when are some small terminal where you can do your transaction, where they do online transactions as well, where you can sit on any side now this world and do transactions. Red Commercial Bank e-banking now the solution to all digital transactions in the country.
For work with Boku Money, not at this time. So go inside any Rocal Commercial Bank today and get you Copper card, your Visa Classic, and property card for making transactions easy.
Gonna shop, you can use the POS and do your transaction easy.
Welcome back from that short break. The program you watch now Teatime where they come to you from Women's Voice Online TV. Well, today inside the studio we get with you two members of parliament. Them the one are present and the one are former member of parliament. As then they have for talk about President Bio in 8 years in office. So let me turn to Doctor. Let me talk about the Fit Salon 2023. This government will focus on the Fit Salon project. As an opposition, how you go access some right now?
Well, I want to say, for any government for succeed, if we address the food issue in the country, and for any nation for thrive, if we're able to grow what they eat. So when the SLPP say the next manifesto now for Feed Salon, I believe say it was very strategic, but it also was very timely. Even the APC at the time in the manifesto, we said we get agriculture as one of the major flagships if we become a power. So the Feed Salon, and I would say for any government, that's what they need for address. And of course, government does spend immensely for agriculture. But what you would note is that even though government does spend a lot right now, because we be the advice government say, government not would increase taxation on imported goods at the time and use that money there for support the free the feed salon project. At the time, we argue, say, we're not going to say we can't feed salon, then at the same time, we kill salon, quote unquote. So we believe, say, one, taxations on imported goods, not for be the way. How government for handle it is probably increasing subsidies and taking money from somewhere else. Or even spending more on agriculture, even increasing, because there's a protocol where the Salon government signed to when Maputo protocol when it comes to the standard of how much you for budget for agriculture. Yes, we don't see instances that when people they are growing rice, the food or the rice where they grow, then they make it to the market. Yes, you get people that where they grow their own rice, where able use their own rice, just like Honorable Muniru State say, in getting your rice. And of course, now that standard day we they expect say families and forget across the country. But if you note now, you see a lot of you get more rural urban migration. A lot of young people they left the village, the rural communities, they come and the citizens for can ride Okada or Keke as the case may be. So we're not got enough people in our communities where they farm. So at the end of the day, even when somebody would they invest immensely in agriculture, they take them produce them to neighboring countries like Guinea for go seller. So you note that even the rest of the grow are still expensive. Exactly. Because if the rest affordable, then essentially we would not able for compete against the white rice. The white rice or the imported rice, we not say in all nutrient field, in order enough nutrient like the palm boy rice will get naya or the rough rice or the country rice will get naya. You not get enough niacin as the locally produced rice. But if it's expensive, the ordinary man wouldn't grow or plant, it will buy the white rice. It will buy the imported rice. So essentially, we are not solving the problem. We will try seek for fix. But of course, we create agriculturists or farmers who will probably go thrive and succeed. But you know, will be reflective in the life of the person who will plant or grow or will get for go purchase. So what we want to see is a competitive advantage for the locally produced rice over the imported rice. When that happens, then what thing will happen? We import less. And when we import less, then essentially probably the purchasing power of that importer they will increase because we go to keep more of dollars now. Because what do they do now? Will they buy more dollar with more? Will they buy few dollar with more leons for import that rest day? So we can now get that money back off the back of the purchasers.
So which advice we would like for the government when it comes to the feed salon projects? Because I can tell you, yes, the government they do well. They don't try in that area. That not the fact, but so many challenges then they in that sector. We are in government's need for put so many things them in place. Which advice do you
government need for make agricultural activities central? You get for make a national drive, meaning government able mobilize the young people into agriculture. Government able ensure say we have government backed farms. Government backed farms with government backed resources and ensuring that the revenues go into the pockets of the young people. We get a lot of idling young people in Freetown or even in urban areas. We will incentivize agriculture. We will go in them communities and get large farms even build housing for the young people and whether they get houses, whether they get allowance from their activities. We will even make people that way even they because I see that now even Amafanta people that way they in detention or when inmates then our correctional facilities where they engage in agriculture. So similarly, so you get young people who can engage in minor misdemeanor, we not to felony activities. Where government go say go into 6 months or 1 year community service. So that 6 months or 1 year in community service, you go to them farm and become farmer. But at the end of the day, you still get allowance from what you do. So instead of we they overcrowd with prisons, all the prisons across the country they are overcrowded. As chairman of the Human Rights Committee, I will be visiting a prison facility today. We will make sure say some of the minor crimes or even people they wait for action from the law will go into them family. So for me, I want to see a government where we say, okay, I can't invest in agriculture. Yes, I will partner with private sector, but I want for let the government take a center role in doing it. Because we are in a small country. We don't essentially need for copy what in big nations they do. Let's do it the Sierra Leone way.
Yeah, so you feel say now say governments they help the or they support the farmers they directly.
They support the farmers them, or the farmers them where they support. Unfortunately, enough see that they are bringing what the support they get back into the system. So in a way, they are not helping government for let government realize what in government they invest in agriculture.
Okay, so let's come to your honorable Nansana. Look at the feed salon inside President Bill 2023 manifesto. Now one part the key flagship program them it make a lot of emphasis inside the big 5 game changers. So I want to give you assessment towards the feed salon where we get rice a high, despite they don't review but it's still high. They are above 600 for the pusher. Why is the how they call it other rice? Jasmine, they 1,200. But not a choice. But the basic one where everybody they eat, they 630. And we still the export rice. So if you said the feed salon don't make progress?
Yes, I believe say it don't make progress because when I start my analysis, the first thing I try to tell you now, the drop where don't occur. Before this time, we know say we the export 100% rice into this country. But now the latest reports from WFP and that of the IGR don't show so we don't drop down to 60%. And this drop now as a result of the locally grown rice now where they come in, because if you look at WFP report, they tell you say up to 40% rice where they need now for support the free quality education. Now inside salon they buy them rice the day for make sure say they cushion the support where they give to government. And what will they try for do for we succeed in this now for see how will they put more capital into it, now for see how will they put more manpower. Like when my brother rightly say, what does it cost us to have prisoners lying down there paying billions of leons on them? Me Unfa, we don't be in the labor committee, we don't do some inquiry into the rice supply where they just go to prison and other areas. We know how much that is costing government. Before this time, we get prison farms, we get military farms, right, Doc? So we want to see how we could revive these things back and see. But as a government, what have we done? We don't make sure say we don't engage citizens in them. As at the current status, we get up to 633,473 hectares land where we able to cultivate in 2025. And this 2026 we try for see how we increase that particular number day so that we get more production they happen. And now if you move to we partner, for instance, we bring in paddy where we all know as Jolax. Now when you look at paddy, their own engagement alone, they invest up to 1.44 million into rice production. And they not end deal. Beside the rice, paddy under Jolax don't drop down for giving more other food condiments. For instance, they don't bring in the oil system. Because we talk about feed salad, it's not just about rice. We diversify the thing into other food condiments. Because na salon no more you see some if you know eat rice, you say I know eat it. So what thing they happen? We don't they see how the gravy where they make you divert from rice, you begin eat yams, you begin eat cassava. We don't make the yabas for day enough. We now get yabas farms and other things for make sure say the gravy way they make unique. And we don't try for see how they improve on the eggs, because now we don't get a lot of poultry within country where in fact then they don't make the locally produced egg now don't more unique. Before this time we they watch social media, we they see how they manufacture egg we not to fall the lamb, how they do them by the own magic. Now we get with locally produced eggs whether again don't come for see how with the cushion we food supply in the country. And the oil now they produce, the good quality about the oil now that in a rumbele again. Before this time, the oil they will be the come. As you taste and so you just ready for the go and come on a toilet. But now we own per mine. What will they produce? Now they use for make the oil. And that alone don't begin give foreign currency, because we now ship them out and they get return in terms of dollar way that they use for support government in other development. And we now also end the up to 9,000 hectares of land don't be added into the already existing one. They will be don't get because before this time, say we get cacao and coffee, where everybody know as we export commodities them. But now what we don't do, we don't count more advanced cocoa and cacao there for make sure say we increase the farming system, we able get more revenue generated in that particular sector there and get how they move. So all the things they are now we try for say we able cushion the rest area and diversify we agricultural product there into other things, so that by the end of the day, by the time APC go down in opposition after 50 years, and you say things could don't really they take new diversion, and that country where we want for we all say yes. Sierra Leone life expectancy, as the latest data don't show, will be there around 50 something years. Now we don't go over 60 years. So it tells you now when you are living in Sierra Leone now, you get tendency for live over 60 years now, not to be literally. So all these now results.
Production. You still, if you walk around Sani Abacha Street, you hardly follow you see the local rice.
No, it is always there. If you go off court, it did it.
But if I don't take the center stage, by now any shop where you go around, if they see them, because all of this way they talk, we get the land, we get the manpower, but visible.
Yes, the problem with that, what it don't cause that, what it don't, no, it available, but like you said, it's not dominant.
So why for dominant? If it's in another way than the
yes,
way
the reason, like how me Doc rightly say, we don't get this effect of international influence on we.
Yeah.
Now, what do I mean by international influence? Before this time, where people will not be exposed to Nigerian films and the other things, then be engaged into their cultural works. But now, go to Abacha Street, go to Dovecourt, see the young people that we engage into holding a business in their hand that is not even up to 100 deal. And at the end of the day, that is a very strong workforce. But why you think say that they happen? Because when they did at the local villages, they don't get access to the light who don't provide for them. Doc go testify to that. They watch this Nigeria film. When they watch this Nigeria film, they see that young Titi, young Bobo taking back a balance, a reach na city in 1 week, 2 weeks, then show them back where they kind of village with Mutka. They say this is applicable. They run camp fit on. And the bad part about it, the one they did in Akoya, tell you don't count enough. If na isa one fishing boat, if you go inside the bail water the two way, before you remember you don't can land na government to have na free you cancel. Enough people like Southeasterners who say you go for pay plenty transport for Kandong. So you see say that vast land. I went to Kontawala. Doc go testify to that. Kontawala now one of the biggest area we get for farming, just as we get the Tomabom we talk about. People in they just talk about Tomabom. But when you go to Kontawala, but the first bad disadvantage now that bridge no the way they even connect the place. Where you go, you guys already must carry stop, you load na one boat, where they go push out Kentik. There you go. And this is a village where Kadisi say that they come out. This
but
Timbo,
in this hard time the government intervene, because
that is what we are
talk
doing.
about production, talk about head cars and so many lands that we don't highlight now. But if the people are still not there, like they we are not making progress.
That is what we are
because if the
pushing.
people don't produce the rice, wait for transport and for camp, and
that
everybody
way
see am. Because now if you see people and they eat pushawa, that don't tell you say the awareness don't great. Pushawa rice, that what they call palm oil, it dey sell past any other rice. Because people and they look at and say this, it not get so much starch.
Yeah.
But with your rice now, you know easily see am.
Now because they're quite
So even all the effort where they talk, say government get this land, they produce this, it's like it's not making sense.
Yeah, when Doc be the land, one thing he say the one they hold the support, not they come back for gift to society. For instance, it go surprise you some man in the load with yes, if ship and go other country.
Yes. So why?
Yes, we don't support them with money.
Represent government now. So why government na they rule? Government na get the law, na get everything, na get the water key. So why if it's a lapses on the side of the government?
The Human Rights Committee chairman in here. If you begin to do that now, they could be saying a human rights violation.
No, but this is not even sufficient for we in the country.
It's not sufficient for we, but the producer gets independency for determine the market where it is sell. Waiting government they try for do now, how will they persuade them more for say there is betterness here? And I make if you see will they connect the bridges, because it will surprise you for no say that person where they daru. They say before I will not free all I just enter Liberia and Guinea.
Wow.
That is what is happening.
It's sad.
It's very sad. We don't do a border patrol. Doc, the nobody that's within a committee on defense. We do a border patrol right around this country. People in the way they are going to, they don't get no business for do salon. no business inside salon dem do, but they no get no business for do salon.
So then they take the rice
Everything
go sell
with cocoa, with cacao, with coffee, everything wey see dem take am.
But
They don't
government get
cross.
specific farmers them where it dey give, it ensure say it supply the all wetin they need.
Yes, them farmers they and I make if you notice I give them result. Now they work with the WFP because WFP they take am from them right at the production center, get them into waiting they need and the quality and standard wey they need am for able to support the free quality education straight. So then now they allow them for even because if they allow them just like me you to say, no look at Sam Allen, dog will testify. We find per mine. We see the load and boom, inside tanker. Soup.
Because I remember time in where government they say nobody not for pull per mine out of Sierra Leone. There is a law. You as member of parliament now they make the law. You know if you say it's hard time we get law on this because even the rice not do for we don't then they take and go to other country.
So I'll give you a case in point. Honorable Munir referenced the World Food Program, how it all become successful in using the rice to feed schools.
Yeah.
The World Food Program, why it's so successful is because the World Food they ensure say they support the farmers there. The way they support the farmers and the farmers then back they give back. Yeah. They are obligated. Okay. So government need for ensure say any farmer where they support them for be obligated to give back. Exactly. We need to go to our stores and meet locally produced rice at probably 50 loans lesser than the imported rice. If that's happen, you will begin to say the imported rice they reduce now we market. Yeah. So government have to be deliberate. The formula where government get need for change. Say if we support you, you need to give back. Otherwise, you need to get the support the next year. Government need for do that. You can liberalize market. Say yes, you can sell anywhere. Yeah. But if you don't meet with standard, you not go to sell anywhere. Yeah. Because if you want to benefit from government support, then you need to do X, Y, and Z. Exactly. I think the government will do for let the Obu succeed.
Because in all of the efforts the government they put in, the resources where they put into the free feed salon project, it's like where they put to aside empty buckets. Because if we still get people when as Sierra Leonean take the rice, even when not do for we can go, then government get for really put measures in place. You don't think so, Honorable?
Yes, and I agree greatly. And I make like what I tell you, it's about collective responsibility. Because as citizens, we not just for read we pledge, we forget our heart and we for obey the wordings of the pledge. Because if you don't say I pledge my love and loyalty to my country Sierra Leone, why you for do anything contrary to that pledge where you don't do for your country Sierra Leone? And you don't talk very clearly say you don't vow for serve Sierra Leone, but yet you look for market where you think say you will get more rather than you Sierra Leonean market. These all are hindrances. So now make we try for preach with patriotism more don't call the civic education as another strata within the ministry.
Preaching.
No, it's not preaching. It's about.
Don't get a law.
Yes.
If there is a law, me I know say if government say who borders and nobody not for pass with rice and palm oil. Nobody know they try.
Again, the working day but for implement some.
Sierra Leone is a country. Now they are just one thing. Sierra Leone is a country with the highest enacted laws
and the policies.
Highest enacted laws, but it's about realizing the implementation of these laws. Me and Doc now pass nicotine and other laws we stop people for smoke na treat. But you see man they go they send smoke beer, you know I no safe.
The president agrees sign it too.
And 30 day you see the policies. Because when you look at how much government is wasting on just drugs and smoking related diseases. Yeah. But these are the challenges we are having. It's about what do we do as Sierra Leoneans to be more patriotic rather than focusing on money making. Yes, money is priority to everybody. But when you go to an American citizen, he rather loses his life than let the name America go to the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the principle.
Yeah, but again, let's look at government needs to take the lead. We need laws. 3 years down the line. And this feed salon have been a key priority, President.
Yes, while we are thinking of the laws, the first thing we are doing as a government is imbibing the culture first to engage into it. Because when we imbibe the culture of engaging into it, then you go to put laws now for waiting, for combat, whosoever wants to divert it into other things. But if the one day we did it, you know, imbibe the culture, let them did it, and make more people join them, then you begin make stringent measures. That person they begin say, no, maybe I can't go there again. Then you begin, instead of solving problem, you begin create more problem. Like what is sociology tell we, where you buy motor car, just no say fuel business on kind of yet, repair don't kind of yet. That person where the worker, you know, say rain they beat them. In a vac they done. So anything where you deeper, you get a problem we go for emanate.
Yeah,
so these are the issues.
As doc the right they say the policies them sometimes and they we don't get good laws, but the implementation again we get now move away from because all too they play the gentleman business at the studio. But to be honest, you are you are present you know you sitting in NP. Law we get a law.
Well, what's they say?
For curtail this because at the end of the day, may you they continue for suffer.
Well, what do you mean they believe? Like we honorable Minister States, not to law again. A government policy. Like let's say for example, when Barack Obama I use the US for example, when the car industry we don't face immense challenge in the United States, where they almost be one collapse. Government policy support for revive that industry they back. Government can say with a bailout policy. Would they give na money for loan make so and so vehicle? But when they give them money, then the government say, "Na this kind motor for make. Una for remove ourselves from making those big vehicles we not fuel efficient. Because if they're not fuel efficient, the buyer they go buy the motor car we more fuel efficient. So I'll give you the money, but make your cars this way. So similarly, so government policy for speak to that say." You only will get we support if we give you certain amount of you produce day for local market. And how government ensure say a day for local market bring it to our warehouse. We bring them to warehouse. Government can sell land now to the people who they import SSF. So when they sell land to them, the importers say go buy because you want let that rest in and shop for compete with the imported rice. So for me, it's not the law. It's the policies. Then therefore be deliberate in ensuring that they recycle that money they let come back to the market for support government in program.
Okay, now we look at the youth employment now away from the feed salon. We don't exhaust them because we all want one for see salon. Nobody no go look at the sustainable development. We are closely getting to 2030. They behind you. When the first goal get for with poverty. So we all need for put emphasis. 2030, 3 more years. We are going to 2030 and Sierra Leone is still fighting poverty. So now away from that, now we look at now the employment rate. You know, say where you get the employment rate high in a country, don't follow you address poverty, na challenge. So what do you think about President Bill making impacts this 8 years in terms of employment, especially the youth then?
You see, when we argue about employment for young people, the government will look for say they don't build car wash, and will look for say they don't do youth in farming. You understand? They look for say they don't do youth in fisheries. You understand? But what in me go say in 2010, and I'm glad you talk about poverty. In 2010, we contribute in index when it comes to multi-dimensional poverty, be they at 85%. 9 years later, we MPI, when I multi-dimensional poverty index, reduced to 54%, about 58 to 54%. So you come up from something very drastic to something very reasonable. But what in they cause that multi-dimensional poverty? They tell you say we poor for so many different reasons. We poor because the one who they work now, the income no supports their lifestyle. And then the last recent study they do now, I call it Sierra Leone hardship survey. 80% of the people that severely they in hardship, meaning the salary they make to the next salary. We want to reference the fact say yes, but cool people the minimum wage don't increase. But you said look at that minimum wage. How many families go to live on that minimum wage? So it tell you back say we need for be more innovative in creating jobs for young people. Unfortunately, a lot of young men And this is not politics, it is real. Young people that were a campaign with in 2017, 2018, what we get so much hope for. I will tell you, say 60-70% of them we don't see Kush deteriorate in life. Kush deteriorates in life. Meaning, you go even take them to a job, they will probably go for a day or two, and they will return back to their drug habits. So, we need for work around ensuring that one will rehabilitate those young people. We need for work around in ensuring that we create an environment where they say go will thrive. We need for work around for ensure say we create capacity for the young people employ them in skilled training. I can say a young man do not necessarily need for go sit on a tire base all day and discuss what's in the happen with football, what's in the happen with politics, argue against themselves, whose government they do well, whose government they do well. Go and contribute to nation development. Go learn a skill. Let's transform even our tire bases to skills training centers. We man go learn carpentry. We man go learn plumbing. You will the bills. You know, say for fend plumber right now, not easy. A plumber, you call him, he go come pass, he go give you appointment pass 3-4 terminate the shop. Okay. Meaning, the service, the demand is needed, but the service is not available. Few. So let's see how we can train with young people to be electricians. Not train them. Not all man therefore need for go college. Or even when you go college, you can even learn a trade who will support your educational tribe or grow up that ladder day. Okay. So for us, it is you want to say would they get canoes to fisherman them, but that canoe they give them is not sufficient for changing life then. Okay. It is good. We can appreciate that. But let's be deliberate, ensuring that the distraction, the way they make kids they fall down the wayside is reduced. Kick these drugs out of our schools. Within the country, even you want to market, they say the woman go to sell fish patap, they get push under. It's happening. You guys see, they go to schools and even the teachers they sell drugs. It's alarming.
Yeah, in prison.
Yes, prisons. They drug they go inside through even the prison officers. So so we have a lot of work to do as a nation, and I cannot say we've essentially meet the goal we seek for. Otherwise, we will not be complaining.
Okay, so Honorable Hassan, I come to you. So by 2028, if unemployment rate is still high, you not think say President Bio don't fail in one of his biggest promise?
Well, unemployment rate now a challenge globally. That would tell everybody. And if I make reference to Doc because he's my mentor. One thing where he make very clear now that government of be the only workshop for creates job for party boys. So they make waiting government they engage on as at the moment now for see how they get alternative engagement way with a bill. Yesterday I looked to one business analyst where they try to tell we how would they use we initiative as Sierra Leonean for create businesses for we safe. The person we they try for analyze. For instance, we don't get this American internet facility what they call waiting guy waiting. This guy where they make them with they are in internet. Starlink.
Yeah.
Starlink. So if they explain, for instance, how will Starlink make you a millionaire as a young man, and the facility where Starlink don't get, for instance, the radius at which they go. They say if you go, for instance, you go buy one Starlink gadget, you know say attire base na side way young man they together. We always see the challenges now with the network. Starlink now an international network controlled. If you buy your Starlink, you go establish another attire base, you go establish another garage, you go establish another market square. Then you get your time, just like how we use First and Cafe, where you go, the input for you time. As the time they done, you don't go off. So if you create that day as a business, individual coming from a Lincoln Wing as an IT student, you go, you create that day as a business. Tell me, do you need government again? No, you don't need government again. So these are the initiative them where every day, then they out there. How at the camp? At the camp, these are not expensive things. If I go interested for no say, people and get internet where they call one mobile at the hand individually. They work out.
Not facing a one way government for provide them.
Like Now I make first, like when the Quran and Bible say, know me before you worship me.
Okay.
I make them say this is another means of making money. So what in the begin happen? Will they begin get interested people because they don't know say this is a gap. For the Canada salon, the detention salon is virgin to invest. Now look at what Chinese people are doing in this country. Today you go for one car Bacha Street, for come buy you packet milk, bag sugar. Now you dey left now you shop, they won't go supply you. All what they want know you get an established shop, then they go supply you, they no say you need run away. And when you dey at that shop, you go surprise you for no say then get one Chinese man a corner with a peep. For make sure say if this shop not open 2 days, why this shop not open 2 days, we don't supply this person. That is the modality. But let me come down to how government don't try for see how they provide job.
Okay.
We don't create the enabling environment. Today we proudly go boast of KK as a drinks we don't come for backup saga juice.
Okay.
With that alone, now a value because the people that work na KK now, na Sierra Leoneans. You come na King's Beverage where we open in the height of COVID, now open and a grafting. You look at King's Beverage that they get a bravely water. They get then small drinks them. Then small water.
I got me yet,
No, like what I tell you, Doc rightly make up. Government is not the entire job provider. And I mean, when they talk in them podium they are now, I need to talk about the wash car, I need to talk about youth in fishing, I need to talk about youth in farming, because these are government created ones. When you talk about nurses that have been employed, you talk about teachers these are all government. But on the other flip side, now they are the focus in then discussion there. Now why? Because government they create the enabling environment. I tell you what KK company, I tell you what the iRod company where they na Songo. Why? Because then company there who are working there, they are Sierra Leoneans. If you can emperor na Waterloo, now one of the most indigenous company we don't come, then Chinese do them or Turkish do them who they admire. Then they make an Waterloo now. So you know even need for order that Turkey gave you where you get shop for sale, because the interesting part is then they make it stronger and durable.
Because of the monitor.
Fine. Beside the monitor, we get the raw material.
Yes,
Now yeah, the one the way they come, then just go take board dust, gear and glue, then put them, then go fix and use, then paint are fine. Yeah, now the real board that they use. Now make if you go outward to 91, you dey see the timber factory where they did now. When waiting Myro, they create that one day. So these are the enabling environment we government they create. Don't forget about the mining sector, because to me, the mining we still get big problem, because for instance, if we go get a bigger mining company, you still give community 1%, you could begin ask what is the benefit. So there are still gaps within that where government need for tap into more. I watch me sister country Guinea, just one gold mining company don't give them 3 plane. Doc, I don't know if you see that facility. 3 plane in that mining company don't count for Guinea. So now Guinea get their own plane on their own. Where we mining company then the trainer they count for themselves for just load with mineral there,
Exactly.
and load go.
They not even say, Lord, give this country
one step. Look at the year we saw Ruta don't exist in this country.
Again, as long as the policy.
These are the things.
Yeah.
The fact, the reality here is first we are trying to identify the problems we would already do. Now we try to see how could we make these problems into workable solutions. And we do a comparative analysis now, because waiting be the happen we get portfolio investors the way they come. Where in real fact they don't even get capital. They just one can get a market base. For instance, that the biggest challenge you don't get into we oil production at this country. Don't go testify. We don't get but people who don't come because government we don't do that survey where they show say we get oil blocks now. Yeah, they not get the money. That day they can more. I want 5 blocks. I want 10 blocks. But when you watch in reality, he doesn't have the capital. It just one can use Dande as a benchmark for going to the markets now, go find an investor. It doesn't get you. Fine. That is not what we're looking for. We're looking for real-time investors now. Now, make government not try to do that survey. So we know what we are worth. We know what we have. So in summary, what are they trying to say? We don't create their enabling environment. We make them private companies there. They come up heavily, and we don't try to see the biggest job creation point when a sport look what in the happen in England in World Cup. Donald Trump all increase. You see, go to near World Cup because you know the kind revenue where the World Cup don't they generate. Today, all man be wondering if World Cup come, how people can go get access to America in terms of visa following Donald Trump in craziness. But what thing they happen? That one, you know, even go the part. You ever hear anyone say, I don't buy me ticket for go America for go watch World Cup, then turn me down? No, because he is quite aware the number of revenue, the resources, it don't boom the American economy this time with the World Cup they take place there. Why? Because that is the diversion where government is trying to create the enabling environment for CC we make money. Now make in sport. Now Umfa go proudly know say now we go McKinney now. You get a very well carpeted field where they should watch film. You go
in the area of sports, so many challenges then we need for work on. But let me talk about the technology and digital transformation where the government's been promising it would make it go in a different community then beside Freetown. How far with that?
We're very far on that. Now, the first rule is try for Teatime at the light, because when you talk about technology, technology never exists without light.
Yeah.
So we try to see how we get light expansion into them villages there. And as I speak now, we get over 70 chiefdoms now with light. We get 14 districts out of the 16 districts with light. What we try for do now the sufficiency in this light creation, so that by the time the technology they roll out, what will happen? It will match up with the existing facilities. Because if you, for instance, you can't take a power bank and a Freetown, you want to go sell in one village where lights not there, how then go charge the power bank? So before you talk about rolling technology into the rural areas, the first thing you got to roll the lights go there first. Because when the lights go there, now you go use that technology the way they will go there. So these are stratas. It's like building a house. If your foundation is not laid, forget about the structure. You will not succeed.
So in the area of electricity, again, now one big challenge where the country they face, not so even Freetown, the country as a whole. So how they try for minimize, how they try for work on the electricity?
Very good. Now, how we plan for solve the electricity problem? The first thing we don't do now, 2024 to 2030 parameters now don't lay. Because by 2030, we want get 1,000 megawatts provided in this country. And how will they move towards that? Now, if you go to Dockyard, we get the NANT project. You know, journalists, you could go investigate and know say the NANT project is over 80% almost completed now. And that NANT project got for provide over 100 megawatts. The entire Freetown problem is solved with the completion of NANT. And when you come out there, we come for make sure say that we money we Pakababi left where APC use for buy that generator with the Kintom and buy that generator with the Black Road where them be don't left. They go out car power ship. We don't give them generator then the life back. So now you see say that mega generator within a Kintom with a 5 megahertz don't begin work. The 16 megahertz within a Black Road don't begin work. And for backup that one day them we get 30 megawatts na Newton where they go up. We get 10 megawatts na Lunge where they go up. Then the Dodo where we all know where they provide BKPS. Now 6 megahertz that they provide currently. Government don't get funding for make sure say we increase them to 12 megahertz. Bumbuna way from day one, small, they don't begin to tell we say we go for give energy to other country there. We not even done we on it. We don't try for see how we galvanize resources for increasing by 50 megahertz as a support. Now when you come on that side, we go to Bo, you know, say we get the CLSG line where we call the Ivory Coast Power. Where then they supply that Bo Kenema regions.
Yeah.
We don't get that completed, it's running, and we try for see now how they do they come for backup. We get standby generators the way they back up, and it's the way the CLSG line go down. And if you look now, for make sure say these lights rolled out into the community, we will proudly tell you now say 199 health centers get light when they don't build light. Can't connect now. Then get solar installed. Go Cottage, then get solar. Go and Kiama Road, then get solar. Go Lumley, then get solar. Most of the PHUs there in health centers there, we don't give them solar lights because we want to give them self-sufficiency. And when we roll out now the school, up to 206 schools countrywide get solar installed into their school there. So if you talk about light, this is how far we've gone, because by 2030 one hit with 1,000 megahertz light provision.
So if you want for rate the lights in the country from 1 to 10, how you go rate them?
From 1 to 10, would they 6?
Over to you, Doc. I just want to make it go light on the area of digital transformation. You agree with what Honorable Muniri say?
Yeah, I want to respond to that, but quickly I want to say this because I referenced something about Guinea and how they will buy 3 planes, and I talked about policies.
Yeah.
Policies, now they undermine even we own gains when it comes to the mineral area.
Exactly.
Guinea, for example, and I will end at that. Guinea, for example, they export 50% of the bauxite where they mine at the country. Then at the government, they run that program that they export. Then they export 50. Means that they transport 50% of her. So which means Sierra Leone therefore envisage a situation where we need to see if we can go 50-50 with these mining companies. Then concessions there are nothing. A drop in the ocean.
Exactly.
So government need for see how we change them policies and say. So let's go to energy. Energy, if you listen to me, brother, you go feel say lights they all over. No, so. But I will tell you, say there are so many villages them. In your village in Agbaba, you will not get electricity, will not get light. Yes, we get the rural electrification project, where now one way the APC starts, where this government don't come for build upon. And I will tell you, say yes, they don't try for see how they go build upon that. And everybody go say governance is continuity, because if we continue for build on the gains, then we will strive as a nation. So indeed, for ensuring we build a digital economy, investments get for day in energy. But the investment in energy get for be so huge, government not get the money for do that. The NAT project, the government foresee say it go done by 2027. But me go tell you say based on my own investigation, we probably not go see until early 2028. So the challenges and they get for do with money. That is why it's important that we as a country figure out how we get money as a nation. We for remove ourselves from borrowing and loans, and we get for go back to routine God give we. And with God given potential, it in minerals and it in agriculture. And policies around minerals need for change drastically. We get a radical approach when it comes to minerals. The mineral company would not like to hear that, but that is what we need to do for the people of this country.
Okay, as we try for wrap up now, don't we just look? This question are for both of you now, but I will come first to Doc before Honorable respond. Now, President Bio don't promise more efficient transparency when it comes to accountability in public service, but yet citizens they complain about delay in accessing public service and allegation of corruption. As public sector reform translated into better service delivery?
Danny, I will tell you now, say, now the one failure I will give the president. When it comes to corruption, when it comes to accountability, as a nation and as a government, they don't fail. We don't see the massive corruption that will happen at NRA over time. We don't see the amount of people that don't catch, they divert government funds to private accounts. We don't see them people that they don't come. Yes, they don't face justice, but none of them don't serve jail time.
Okay.
Some of these people have to be made example of on. Therefore, serve jail time. We don't see a situation wherein all they ask from them is pay the money back.
Yeah, but we host
if you're not if man,
we host the deputy director for public education yesterday. He said now waiting the law requires either you pay or you go to court.
No, but
so you not feel say now una the NP
commission.
Now una the NP make that bad law.
No. When we make the law, we say we want give the let's say the magistrate or the arbiter one give an opportunity for make a better judgment. But we live in a society wherein one person come on court.
No, not even before it go court. The Anti-Corruption Act.
Yes.
It give the commissioner the mandate for prosecute, but before prosecution, where they call it first for questioning. If you admit say this motor car wey dem say la buy and not follow the procurement wey I for follow, then corruption take place. Then they ask you want pay the money, you want go to court.
You see?
Then you agree say you want pay the money. You pay the money, then they go to court.
That's the approach. So one we get for no say corruption bad, and corruption is set bad example for the next man who not do it. So meaning where you give that latitude there to the anti-corruption, not to for let use them for being lenient to the
but
criminal.
according to the law, not the law now.
Yeah, now I mean now they say.
So now
Now
do
they
the
say
law.
no. It's okay. The law is there, but in enforcing the law, you for ensure say the one the one in charge will be responsible for enforcing the law in the interest of the people and the nation. So how do you do that? How do you ensure that you enforce them? Now for let you make sure say you not give people a slap at the back of their hand.
Okay, so even when you pay, let's still go to court.
I mean, even if you prosecute you for committing a crime.
So even when you are you don't
when you see that means you are guilty.
Then I say pay the fine, then you pay, then you still need for go to court, even when you don't pay. Because there is a provision say you pay or you go to court. And the then finance minister Edmond Koroma, he did the same thing with the Nasit Ferry by. They indict him. Me say be they investigate. I go get the receipts they all investigate and say it corrupts the money. We say now the financial secretary say now the money this way buy the ferry with in actual finance to the money. Out of court settlement during your government your party when they be in power. It happen out of court settlement pay the money quietly. In fact, nobody know
that is why I say.
So if you they say now, then pay the money before the indictment. You say good. Then you guys in parliament need for review the act again.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that the law needs to be made stringent.
Yeah.
I will agree with that the law needs to be prescriptive, meaning we tell exactly what should happen.
Yeah.
But you believe say when we made the law, will be number one tie the hands of the one way sit on the bench where they make the decision. We not tie hands say now this no more you for do. Because we get respect for the profession, that the legal profession will get respect for. You see, even the commissioner is a legal person.
Yeah.
All the commissioners before him have been legal people. So we believe say one respect their own judgment.
Okay.
But as a nation, we believe say we need to be more stronger when it comes to fighting corruption, because it don't become a pattern. In any society, when something becomes a pattern, then even that society they for go back and rethink and do something different so that you go back address the challenge where they're confronted with. Okay. So the challenge we are confronted with now is that corruption is rampant. And because it is rampant, we need to make sure say the punishment become more stringent so that we will discourage future people from committing the similar crimes.
Okay, so you guys get a lot of job for doing parliament. Take the ACC Act again, go and review them again, and make them more. Get a custodian sentence. You pay the fine, you go to jail. Because when they support that pay fine. Although government want money at the end of the day.
Yeah, but some people.
But they get away with that.
Yeah, some people.
For suspend and say 4 years out of public.
Exactly.
Public
but there should be more stringent policies.
After 4 years, if they come back, he can't corrupt again. You don't think so? So
possible.
So
but even that when they say. Even that when they say okay, they ban you for 4 years. As a society, I they tell you. Even like in the US, if you don't commit this crime, even when the law say after how many years you can come back, they judge you from what you will do from that thing.
Yes.
Say it probably say this person behavior not will change, so we probably will not take that risk. So even as a country, we should not be taking that risk. Even though they don't get an ability for a fair job, they have the discretion of that. But it not be even the government for say, hey, this man be not serving time now, let come back. Oh, you don't know yourself if that man is rehabilitated properly.
Exactly.
At the same Anyampi will go home, now back not come back.
But the central bank gets a law for the bankers. Where you work in a bank, you commit any fraud case, they work in any other bank again.
That's it.
So why will not get a national?
So when it bans you permanently, then it not only prevents the person from doing it again, it also discourage somebody for say, I will do it and come back. Okay. But once you're out of that arena, they are completely out of the arena.
Okay, so
as a society now, we are approaching it for change. Okay. It's not specifically say now one government to the other, because I know say point to what will happen in APC time. But it's a societal problem.
Yeah,
it's a societal problem.
Okay, so now I come to you, honorable answer now. Doc exactly say President Bill failed in terms of from where they analyze today. Now we get on the failure mark. So what do you make up that? Is that true or correct?
They're far from the truth because one thing we Doc rightly mentioned, we're glad with the fact that the knowledge about corrupt people don't increase. You know why increase? because the fight against corruption don't intensify. And then people are already the catch, not to former APC people, now current people. And that catch you the catch, they don't tell you, say, there is an institution that is mandated and empowered to fight. And the other policy where the act be look at, outside they give alternative to pay, because we already look at the burden where we prison that they face. This person, not to a menace to society, meaning not to kill or whatever other thing. We just look at and say you don't misappropriate a fund meant for the general populace. And the law look at and say, look, get back money for ma'am, let we left farm. The only thing like where would they say if we go do more amendments, because laws are to be amended, there is never a perfect law. The ACC Act initial points that be 2008, and then what to do? We do an amendment on them in 2019, and so there is a room for another amendment, so that we go able to use the banking policy system. Usai the moment they write you that black book, you never work in any bank in Sierra Leone any longer. So if we could get the similar thing within the civil service, for say the moment, because let's tell you the worst parts where they happen in all these processes. We can just the blame with the politician, but then one the way they call the civil service permanent name with the party. Them they watch this government say we don't tell who can change the new one and cancel that we get new room. Now then they determine. Because for instance, we the politician, we don't pass the budget, we don't issue out the money to them. What did they do? Then they begin divert them into other way. Now the sister radio, I tell the Minister of Information, I say you are doing something very great. But do you know where you are missing it? This town hall should not be for the president. This town hall should be for the ministers. Because the president should go and have a seat and put all the ministers. Mr. Minister, you were given 8 billion in your last budget. And in this 8 billion, you made mention of doing XYZ with it. How did you use it? Let the president sit down at the watch. But if that's all they will be do by now, say tell one for don't minister. Because when you explain fine, they want me, they count other person. That's how it works. By now, say tell one for don't minister. But if you go at the end of the day, you know, would subject this, you go put the president for they explain
for answer somebody
fine. You missing it. You missing it absolutely. So if we want to see how town hall meeting happen, let we arrange them by town hall. 5 ministry, one town hall. 5 ministry, next town hall. My sister, by the time we finish 1 year town hall, so my belt the other. If the buckle be down, it increase the buckle. And when you go that town hall day, you the minister the day before, you PS they bear you. Because I the vote controller. The director they close. So that all documents pertaining to whatever budget was given to them should be taken and explained. Me and Ufa know they do appropriation. They go don't come for budget, you don't give them money. Government don't dish that money to them. They don't show all the fine plan. We can they say budget hearing. Everything they don't do. But behold, when they come back, a whole ministry will use over 3 billion in just office tea making. Tea making, office tea making. Some will use it to fly. They call it international conferences. Ask them, what did you bring back? Some they go for international. You know even go to the hall where you go for the conference. It in a hotel. Pathetic. So the reformation where now like okay, I think in don't start in that way. We will get soiree. In they do talk to your leader 11 o'clock na net. When that's where they participate. Check no don't come. It don't begin make come town hall. Maybe the next minister coming go take this way, advise them for make sure say the town hall now becomes ministerial answers rather than subjecting the president to things that he has already given money for another thing. These are the things we are looking for. The fight against corruption going to be a daylight fight, so that we be able to succeed. Like when we take them from 48% to APC left arm, we knock and take to 82%. We don't drop can to 79. Why? Because awareness don't they, the knowledge don't they. That is what we want to see. Some of there is no country we love than Sierra Leone, and whatever that will make Sierra Leone a better place, we are ready. So, tell now if you are listening me, 2027 town hall meeting, let it be for the ministers, not to that assessment where chief minister be do, because I know what I put in stratas for do am. We want to do a public assessment now, put the ministers for us in a town hall meeting, and they don't tell we say the question now that in the hall line for AXA. So we do the town hall meeting now, not who that not in the hall, who that in the hall. So I mean that the minister the what acts direct the budget they give them, how did they use them?
Okay,
so that we get
that will form part of your recommendation.
Yes.
Between President Bill in 2 years with all.
Yes.
So this one and one get a town hall meeting.
A town hall meeting for ministers.
So what's the other recommendation again?
The other one, like what they rightly say, it has to be on the citizen. If you hear ACC, you always say whistleblowers. Now me, you know who are the thief. Because for instance, if money would be news, somebody must know say money would be news. The question will be, where is he getting the money from? Okay. That is the citizens' participation. Now make a talk about the pledge. When we say we pledge our love and loyalty to our country, Sierra Leone, as citizens, that obligation and they for the on we for make sure say we succeed in whatever undertaking, so that the land that we love, Sierra Leone, will become not only the anthem of West Africa, but will be one of the paradise Usai we ECOWAS who they host on the 19th, the new Madabio Conference Center, backed up with Suma International Airport based in Sierra Leone. We don't make Potluck or the smile now, say things are happening for them, not to how them want pull the only airport they count and a mama. These are values we want to show, and once these values are there, APC not go member for Canapa because then we will enjoy campaign time go can name member for campaign again because the people enjoy the system where they operate, and now a system will go make them say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Okay, thank you very much. So now they can to Doc, because one differentiates now. Oh no, they say honorable. Doc honorable. So 2 years of President Bill, 2 years more to go. Waiting on some of the recommendations that we go make. Where if you say you go address them before in 2 years done.
You need for focus more on energy. You need for see how it go difficult for like probably changing policies now. It will be difficult for let's say a reduce on the wage bill, because for 8 years Budua, and that wage bill law even increase exponentially from the internet and the advice. So what do we as APC go want for let do, and for let a reduce on a see how it will help for tightening up the screws on the loose ends when it comes to corruption, when it comes to abuse in of workplaces where people they misuse their country resources, how it will revisiting policy when it comes to education, or how it will take a different approach in dealing with education in terms of increasing the infrastructure around education, in focusing on the quality, not quality only in infrastructure, but quality in the human resource, that is the teachers. A need for focus on that, because whatever happens when we come in governance, we have to inherit those teachers. So you remember in the APC government, the minister at that time spent a lot of time ensuring that they clean the payroll of teachers that will not exist, will be the collect salaries. So that's why you see when this government they not be get a fight again for say they can't clean up the payroll. And they clean up the payroll, I talk about the ghost teachers. People don't know exist in institutions, they will be the collect salary. So the former minister, the late Dr. Minkai Luba, did that work. So when this government what they focus on now to ensure that some of the teachers that are in these institutions get pin coded. And once they get pin coded, now they get salary. Now, how do we ensure that the ones that are pin coded get better salary, so then go stop for collect money from a student in our school? Begin and they go take the results, then for get 50,000 for take the result. And it happen at all schools, but it happen at Boku schools then. They're not for pay for result. Begin they do assignments, they say for good money. So essentially you're telling that student, say count money and then mark it great. Now the amount of money you count, now the value you work for. So let's improve on the quality. Let the student then know say they enable learn. We get picking away they from 4, from 5, when I SS1, SS2, we not sabi write letter. We get picking them now when they go sit to us, we not sabi construct good English. Let's focus on the quality. Yes, the idea of enrolling more students in the educational sector was very good. We need for, I believe, say, create an opportunity when more picking and can into the fold. But now let's focus on the quality. Let's see how we can ensure that people within their respective classroom here, able back waiting they say that they in. Because if you say in an electrician, if you will speak, if you will pull sockets and change and rewire. So if you're a student, if you will read, even I read a book, some students cannot read. Some students are illiterate, but they're in classrooms. What's irresponsible for that? You get teachers them who don't make them go through that system without ensuring that them put them through the necessary crucibles and for ensure say they actually learn. Because when you learn and you foundationally strong, then you can thrive in any classroom.
Okay, thank you very much. Enemna Honorable Dr. Umfasori Kuruma from the APC party in the parliament. So now the spokesman for the whose party? Parliamentary
spokesperson.
Parliamentary spokesperson from the APC. So we get fine gentlemen and today. The debate was very professional, even where this one they agree with this one they agree, but it was done professionally. So personally I have to commend una because we see in other institutions there people that get heated, but una debates today the issue bring them out professionally. So thank you very much, guys. Honorable Lasana, Honorable Soi Kuruma. Thank you very much for taking our time today for spend 1 hour 30 minutes with we and una debate professionally. Now I really tell you say una a politician there for two. So today we look at President Bio in 8 years in office, the achievement, the challenges, and the roadmap. The two honorables they don't make them suggestion, then recommendation with regards to the 2 years we don't left for President Bio. Honorable Lansana say more town halls for be on the ministers rather than the president. A point where is very significant. I hope say the Minister of Information and Civic Education go take them very seriously. And not only no more don't make this suggestion. A lot of people out there self don't make them suggestion there because President Bio is not the head of these ministries. Some of them ministers need for can talk to the people them. And also the honorable themselves they for get for the parts of the internal because the people that they vote for them. So now honorable last and I point and for doc in say let President Bio inside this in 2 years try for reduce corruption. If you not even eradicate at all, but let you reduce them. You also talk about let you focus on the quality rather than the free. So today this is how we bring the curtains of today's program of Tea Time. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. We saw you because we're not able for reading our text message, but hopefully tomorrow we will read them. We will call the program to now. My name is Femi Koka.
And me na Fasma Sabangura.
Tata tomorrow.